Welcome. I am Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. Let's take a look at markets here as we see markets starting to show signs of pulling back. In this educational video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the things that are going to become more commonplace if truly this market is preparing to go down and potentially go down in a massive way. So a lot of what I'm going to be discussing here are going to be repeated over and over in many of the charts out there, because if the general market is going down, chances are 75% of the stocks are going to follow the market's general trend. So let's begin. I'm using a random stock here. It could be any stock, BECN, and we can see that it's had a pullback over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, and on its way down, a couple of things played out. This is the weekly chart, 2 years of data. So 2 years weekly, we can see number one, that there was a breakout that was taking place in May, and this breakout failed. After about 2 weeks of holding above the breakout level, we would go on to break down below the breakout price here, which turned into multiple weeks of resistances. And then the second sell signal, by the way, this method is going to be linked in the description of the video. I talk about this method a lot because it gives you an indication of what an instrument is looking to do. And we can see that there was also another violation, which is if you check the weekly closing lows right there, and so that I don't spend too much time explaining that, essentially take a base and your prices are within a base. So what we're talking about is the buy point is the highest weekly closing high. If you can clear that level, then that becomes a successful breakout. And if you go on to break below that level, that's a failed breakout. More importantly, if you end up slashing below the lows of this base period, slashing below the lows is another timely sell signal and a reason to be out of an instrument, because you have two things go wrong. Number one, failed breakout. Number two, you have a violation of the base it had formed as it was breaking out. So you take those two things. So by going with that method, we can see that there was a sell signal many weeks ago right here in early June. And now we actually see another fresh breakdown, which is a violation of the lows on a weekly closing basis, a fresh weekly break of this recent base, hence another timely sell signal. Let's not forget we've come from the lows of early 2020 at about 1250 to the highs of about 60. So this instrument was due for a correction. Also, this week, today being a Monday, we are seeing the RSI push below 50, which could also be an indication of an instrument in the process of changing its recent support at the RSI 50 level. So you can see it's been holding the weekly RSI 50 level throughout this bullish period. And so as long as it can master some way of bouncing back above this 50 RSI level, which is possible, then if it can hold the RSI 50, this is where it's going to bounce. Otherwise, the more it spends time below RSI 50, the more the indication is that now we're in a new environment and that the prices are going to drift lower in the coming months. Remember, when you're staging a bullish move, you tend to hold above the RSI 50 area. All this period, the RSI was well above 50. Now, on the way down, you tend to have the exact opposite, which is periods of RSI 50 rejection. So this is something that we understand. And even here we drop below 50 for this period in February of 2020 below this massive plunge period. So holding above RSI 50 is what the bulls would like to see. Otherwise, the more it stays below 50, the more it is due for continued push lower. Something else to consider is, as of this moment, again, today is a Monday, so this could change by the end of the week. If this line continues to stay broken, the recent RSI lows line, then this is also a major sell signal. In a sense, it would be similar to this period here, where we have this breakdown right here. Now that's the weekly. In fact, you can even take a look at the long-term monthly chart, and we can see that the monthly chart has turned bearish if you consider that RSI 69.1 is now acting as uniform activity rejection, and that by itself is a sell signal. Remember, the last time we had gone above RSI 69.1 and back below it with uniform activity was here for the highs of 2017. Now we are doing the same thing with RSI 69.1 acting as resistance yet again. Also, if we take all the highs since 2006 and connect them, we end up with the same resistance that we are seeing for this month of July 2021. So all of these things are and confirming yet again that the general market has an amazing sense of symmetry and memory. Also, if you take this RSI lows of late 07, early 08, and this low here of 2011, you generate a line that is, as you can see right there. If you follow this line, you can see that it makes a lot of sense because it connects to all of these lows. As an example, that this line is legit. The market was bouncing repeatedly on this line 2015, 2016, in 2017. We broke below the line here of the highs right there, and now it has also turned into monthly resistance. So you can see that unless the stock can turn around and clear and move above all these lines, chances are that at the very moment, prices are going to be squeezed lower purely based on this monthly chart. As a bonus, if you take the lows here of the RSI in early 2015 and this break point right there in 2018, early 2018, and connect those 2 points, extend the line, you see yet again the market is aware because this is turning into a backtest resistance of that line. So we can see from this monthly chart that the recent pullback in price is consistent with RSI resistance lines, all of these lines, plus the fact that RSI 69.1 has been used as the rejection point. That in itself is another indication that prices are pointing down, which means that the market going down is only going to make this price deteriorate. If the market can find stability, maybe this instrument might find stability around the RSI 50 weekly level. So be it. Eric Muathe, Muathe.com. Love, light, like love. Namaste.